Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're into feet and you keep getting rejected, ghosted, blocked, or you're just stuck in, I don't even know where to start, I'm going to tell you the real reason in one sentence. You're trying to skip trust and jump straight to access. And listen, today I'm not here to shame you. I'm rather here to save you because I'm going to give you a real map, actual places online and in real life where open-minded women exist. Also, I'm going to give you the exact way to show up without giving them a jump scare. If you've ever typed a message, hit send, and immediately thought, oh no, why did I just say that? Stay with me because I might just have the right fix for you. So let's start with something important because the foot thing, the fetish in itself, that's not what creeps people out. As always, I'm going to keep it real with you guys. And I'm saying everything with love. Are you ready? It's pressure that creeps people out. It's the entitlement that creeps people out. It's the vibe that I'm here to take something from you that creeps out. Because see, feet are not the villain. Really, everybody has a pair of feet. But your energy can be the villain. And I'm going to say this in a way that I really hope it lands straight into your brain. Open-minded doesn't mean available. Open-minded doesn't mean, oh yeah, she's down. It means she won't panic if adult topics come up in a normal, respectful way. With timing, tact, and consent. Yes, I know, I said the word consent. Because if there's one thing that will instantly separate you from the dudes out there that women run away from, is this. You ask permission before you go into sexual territory. You don't just dump it on her like a surprise package, okay? Now, some of you are like, but Fallen, where do I even meet women who are open-minded? Well, if that's you, you're in the right place because today we're going to talk about actual places. Here's the secret. You don't meet open-minded women by trying to convert random women. You meet open-minded people by going where open-minded people already hang out. It's very simple, right? And I'm going to give you real examples. And I'm not saying vague things like be confident. Like where? In the produce section, like over bananas? No. Let's start in real life. One of the best places to meet women who won't be shocked by the idea that you have a preference is anywhere that has a strong culture of communication and boundaries. Think sex positive community event. And no, I'm not saying you show up like a predator in the bushes. I'm saying you show up like a respectful adult. As always, it's always about respect. In many cities, there are casual social meetups where people go to talk and meet community. Sometimes they're called munchies. They're usually in public places like restaurants. Mind you, it's not a hookup event. It's just a social event. Think grown-ups learning how to be grown-ups. Now, if you want to find these events, I'm going to give you exact search phrases that you can literally copy and paste, plus your city name. Like, don't overthink it, okay? Open your little search bar and just type sex positive community events plus your city. Consent workshop plus your city. Kink education workshop plus your city. Or just simple much plus your city. And if you're in a smaller town, type near me instead of the city. Now, if you can't find any of those where you live, search communication workshop plus your city, or relationship communication class plus your city. Because the more you place yourself in spaces where people practice direct, respectful communication, the easier this becomes for you. And here's how you show up in those spaces without being weird. Well, you just show up like you're there to learn and connect as a human, okay? Not like you're speed running towards feet. It's just as simple as that. A simple line that works if you're new is, hey, I'm new here. I'm mostly here to learn and meet people respectfully. That's it. That line makes you safer instantly because it tells people you're not there to hunt. And I need you to hear me. Do not treat these spaces like a buffet of women, okay? If you walk in scanning people like you're shopping, it will be felt. And it will not go well, trust me. You're there to build community. If something romantic happens later, cool. But your first mission is to just be normal, kind, and respectful. Now, another real life category that's totally amazing and honestly a little more fun is erotic art and performance spaces, like burlesque shows, sensual days nights, sometimes erotic art galleries. Why? Because these spaces naturally attract people who aren't terrified of sensuality. They're comfortable with the human body. They're comfortable with desire, and they usually have a very strong vibe of respect the performer, respect the audience, and don't be gross. If you go to one of these, the key here is what you compliment. You compliment the artistry, the presence. You don't compliment body parts. You don't just go, yo, nice legs or nice feet, like a caveman discovering limbs. You go, that performance was powerful. You have so much presence. See the difference? That's respectful, that's human. And that's what makes you a lot more attractive. And if you're wondering, okay, but when do I bring up my preference? Well, the answer is not there, okay? Not in the lobby, not while she's holding her coat. You're building a normal connection first, okay? Trust always must come first, and then later you actually talk and there's a vibe and there's a time and it's appropriate. And then you ask permission to share something personal. Don't worry, we'll get to that later. Another surprisingly good category is alternative culture scenes. And this is a great one. It can be metal shows, goth nights, even festivals, music festivals, tattoo conventions, cosplay conventions, even fetish conventions, underground art markets, and places where people are already used to being judged for what they like. When somebody has already been the weird one in society, they tend to be more tolerant of other people's weird. And don't misunderstand me here. Again, open minded doesn't mean they're into your thing. It means they're less likely to be horrified when you're a human with preferences. Now, here's how you approach in these scenes. You just lead with shared culture. If it's the music, you lead with the music. If you're in an art convention, you lead with art, with the outfit. The energy must be, that band was insane. Have you seen them before? Or, oh, your outfit is so creative. What inspired it? You're just being a normal social person. And yes, it is totally okay to flirt, but flirt like a person, okay? Not like a man possessed by feet. Now, let me give you one that's underrated, but I think it's kind of genius for some of you who are a little socially awkward. Movement communities, like partner dancing, salsa socials, swing dance nights, acro yoga, contact improv. And before you panic and say, I can't dance or I can't do yoga, listen, this isn't about becoming a professional dancer, okay? This is about learning something deeper. These communities often normalize asking for boundaries out loud. People say, is this okay? Want to switch up partners? Or let's keep it comfortable. That's literally the language you need in dating. If you learn how to be relaxed, friendly, and respectful in these spaces, you're training your nervous system to connect with women without the pressure. And that alone will make you more attractive because your biggest enemy is not your fetish, guys. As always, I'm saying your biggest enemy is the anxiety, the pressure. Okay, now let's talk about where you should not do any of this because some of you are about to embarrass yourselves and I want to prevent it. Do not approach women about a foot preference in places where they can't easily exit, like a nail salon, like a pedicure place, like her workplace, or like the gym where she has her headphones on and is just trying to survive her set. And please don't do it in random public places where she has to be polite because she's trapped in the interaction. That's not shooting your shot, okay? That's cornering. And if you do that, you're training your brain to associate your desire with more shame, more rejection, and humiliation. We don't want to do that. We're building this the mature way. Now let's talk about online spaces because, yes, online is a real place and online can be amazing. I love online. But at the same time, online can turn you into the villain in somebody's group chat. So let's learn how to do it right. The best online spaces for this are spaces where people already expect adult topics, where there's already a culture of openness. For example, there are dating apps that are known for being more open minded. Field is one of them. Okay, Cupid can also work because it has a more question based vibe where people talk about preferences and relationship styles a lot more openly. And then, yes, Pure. But Pure is, how do I say this nicely? It's like the fast food version of adult dating. It's anonymous, okay? It's direct and it's spicy. It moves fast. And that can be fun, but it can also make people act absolutely feral. Anonymity kind of does that, and people forget there's a human on the other side. So if you're going to use Pure, here's how you don't become the evil part of this app. Can you guess? You keep it respectful, of course. You don't send anything explicit without consent. You don't confuse direct with disrespectful. And you don't act like you're entitled to someone's attention because this app is spicy, okay? You continue to treat people like humans. Some people are there just to talk, some people are there to hook up. Some people are there because they're bored. You still need emotional regulation. And if you can't handle rejection, Pure will eat you alive. And then you'll go on the internet and be like, ooh, women are all terrible. women suck. No, you are just in a chaotic environment with no emotional maturity. Now, another online community option is FetLife. But I'm going to say this very clearly. FetLife is more like a community network. It's not really a classic dating app. It's groups, events, discussions, forum, and that can actually be a much better route for you because it helps you build reputation as a respectful person first. You meet people in context and you learn the culture. And again, we're talking about community, about building rapport. We're not talking about hunting here. Then there's Reddit and Discord. And those can work too, but only if you have self control and you follow the rules of the room or the subreddit. You can search for things like your city plus R4R or meetups for dating, or you can search Discord server plus your interest plus your city. But here's the rule: if the room is not explicitly okay with adult topics, you don't bring adult topics. Period. It's just as simple as that. You have to read the rules like your life depends on it. Because it kind of does. Now, let's talk about the most important part. When do you bring your foot preference up? When do you bring it up? Because for a lot of you, the problem isn't that you can't find open-minded women. The problem is you bring it up like you're throwing a grenade into the conversation. That's how it lands. I see it daily in my DMs. So here's the simple rule that I want you to use. I want you to learn about these 3 green lights, these cues that tell you that it's finally kind of the moment where it's okay for you to bring it up. Green light number 1. She's clearly enjoying the conversation. She's not just replying, you can tell she's enjoying it. There's warmth, there's ease. Now, green light number 2. She's curious about you. She's asking questions. She's not just tolerating this conversation like customer service. She's engaging with you. And green light number 3, she has shown that she can talk about intimacy topics like an adult. Maybe she's made a joke. Maybe she's open about dating. Maybe she's comfortable with flirting. You're going to feel it. There is something that tells you she's ready. Only then, after one of the 3 green lights, you will say something, but you ask for permission first. You don't just announce it. You don't just throw it out there. You must say something like, "Can I share something with you that's a little personal?" Totally okay to say no. And if she says yes, you keep it calm. This is extremely important, guys. You don't make a confession like you committed a crime. Also, you don't make it a demand like she needs to start performing now. You say something like this: "I have a foot preference. It's not a requirement, and I'm not trying to make it your job. It's just something that I enjoy with the right person, and with, of course, consent." That's it. How does that sound? It's calm, mature, and most importantly, it doesn't sound like pressure. You're not pressuring her. And the reason this works is because it communicates the most important thing a woman wants to know when a man reveals something sexual. Am I safe? Is he going to respect me? Is he going to punish me if I say no? Is he going to push? If your vibe is, "I can handle a no," you instantly become more attractive because you're grounded. Remember the previous video? And that is rare. A lot of women are not afraid of your preference. but they are afraid of your reaction. Now, I'm going to say something to the guys who struggle with tact, because some of you are not bad people. I know you're not. You're just undertrained socially. Probably nobody taught you how to flirt without going nuclear. So here's the practice: stop making getting a woman, getting feet the goal. Make social fluency the goal. All right? Go to environments where you talk to strangers often. Make it a weekly habit. Movement communities can help. Hobby groups can help. Even public speaking clubs help. Anything really that trains you to speak out, to listen, and to be relaxed around people in general. Because when you're relaxed, your interest doesn't come out as desperation. It comes out as just a preference. And preference is normal. Desperation feels heavy, and that's what scares people. That's what repels your desire. Now, I want to address the part where some of you, when you get rejected, you either collapse into shame or you turn bitter and you start thinking again, you're internalizing it. You make it about your identity, you make it about yourself, and you say, I'm a failure. Or you think, yeah, women are all the same. Listen, rejection is not a verdict on your worth. It's just information. It's a lesson. It's not for me. It's not right now. It's not my thing. That's all. If you learn how to take a no with dignity, you become something else. You become powerful. Because then you don't need to manipulate. You don't need to pressure. You don't need to hide. You can just be honest at the right time and in the right context with the right energy. Okay, that was a mouthful. Let's end with a little code, like an oath of being classy, like foot fetish code of honor. I want you to say it with me, in your head or out loud, like you're joining a secret society of emotionally mature men. I do not ambush. Say it. I ask permission before spicy topics. I treat women like humans, not objects. I can handle no with dignity. I lead with connection, not craving or desperation. Great. If you can live by that, I'm telling you, you will stand out. And not because you're into feet, but because you're respectful and you feel safe and playful. And that combination is rare. You got this, guys. Before I go, please just remember this. For the love of everything, do not open with toes or soles or feet. I'm not mad at you. Okay? I'm just trying to protect you. Now, if you want the next video, we can do how to bring this up with a partner in a way that actually makes your relationship closer, not awkward. But for now, your mission is very simple. Go where open-minded people already exist and learn how to lead with respect. That's how you get connection. That's how you stop feeling ashamed. That's how you become the kind of man a woman can actually relax around. Cool? I hope this video helped you, and if it did, please hit the like button, drop a comment below, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!